Up next on the Plus Side of Nashville, imagine what can happen when you bring together students in need of guidance and encouragement with members of a church congregation anxious to give it to them. I'd say it's a win-win for both sides, and that's the goal of United for Hope. We're going to learn more about that organization and how they're connecting churches to Metro Nashville Public Schools next.
From the NewsChannel 5 network, this is the Plus Side of Nashville.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Plus Side of Nashville. I'm Tawanda Coleman. Retired basketball star turned entrepreneur Irvin Magic Johnson once said, all kids need is a little help, a little hope, and someone who believes in them. And truer words couldn't have been spoken. A caring adult or a mentor goes a long way in helping children see their potential and what they're capable of doing. And that's why I'm so excited to hear about the organization United for Hope. They're bringing together local churches and Metro Nashville schools. And here to tell us more is Stan Weber, Director of United for Hope, along with Dr. Keri Reynolds, the Executive Officer of Strategic Federal, State, and Philanthropic Investments for Metro Nashville Public Schools, and Brenda Haywood, the Deputy Mayor of Nashville. Welcome to you all, and thank you for zooming in with me today.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, we're going to start with Stan. Stan, I have been really excited to learn more about United for Hope because I wasn't familiar with it until just now. So explain for us, who is United for Hope and what exactly is United for Hope?
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Tawanda, for having us on your show today. So United for Hope is a major educational initiative of Operation Andrew Group, and it has been in existence for over 11 years. And it really came out of a strategic planning season that Operation Andrew had, where they wanted to really identify how they could serve the city in a way that if they ceased to do it, it would have a negative effect. And so this has proven to be a very effective thing and the right thing for the church to do, to come alongside public education and seeing how they can improve the outcomes for children, which impacts families as well as community.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely see how that would be the case. So, Deputy Mayor Haywood, how and when did the mayor's office get involved?
Well, I think we became involved approximately a year ago. And I also think it's interesting how we became involved. You know, as Magic said, kids need help and they need hope and someone that believes in them. And when you're around a person long enough, you kind of find out what their passions are. Sometimes it's one particular passion, sometimes it's more than one. And when our deputy mayor of the staff here, Bill Phillips, was presented the idea of us getting involved with United for Hope, he said, you know what? That's an area for Deputy Mayor Brenda Haywood, because she is a retired teacher and she is the associate minister at her church. So it was a perfect fit. When it was presented to me, it was a done deal. I talked to the mayor about it. He said, let's go for it. Whatever we can do to exacerbate and be a blessing to our children, let's do it. So here we are.
And we couldn't have, you're right, this couldn't be a better fit for anyone other than you. And so I'm so glad that you all are involved with this. And I'd like to know now, in speaking to you, Dr. Randolph, what does this partnership between local churches and Metro Nashville Public School mean to you?
Thank you for that question, and I'll share the passion that Stan and Deputy Mayor Haywood have shared for this partnership. So, you know, we know that supporting our kids and those relationships that you've mentioned are really our job as a community, but that comes to rest on our schools every day. So the partnership to us really means this heavy push-in with a key partner who looks at the needs and listens to the needs of that school community and is ready to lend a hand. And that's the thing I think that's so inspiring to me about the United for Hope partnership. It's a range of things. So they certainly guide congregations into ways they might be helpful to a school, but they listen to that school community and push in to provide the support that they've identified.
That totally makes sense. So then, Stan, talk about some of the areas that you've identified and which this program works within the school system.
Be glad to. Yeah, that's a great job, Keri, on that. So we, as Keri mentioned, we really encourage our congregations as they're partnering with the school and as they meet with the school principal, is that they really understand what the school improvement plan is. And so we want to serve the school at what their needs are, not what we think the needs are. And there's a big difference. And so we serve the school in four major areas: student achievement, secondly, staff and teacher encouragement, and especially, as you can imagine, over the last year and a half with the challenges we've gone through. So that's really a vital thing, is really keeping our teachers and staff encouraged. Thirdly is to heighten the family engagement of the school. And then the fourth area is to provide the necessary goods and supplies, teacher supplies, school uniforms, whatever those physical needs are to support a school. And so those are our main areas of concentration. And our DNA is that, we're a group that's so enormously faith-inspired, but we're also very hope-driven, and that's what we really want to bring to the table, is bringing hope,
Well, it sounds like that's what you're doing. You're working not only with the students, the teachers, but their parents as well. And this has got to be such a rewarding thing for not only those folks, but for the churches that are participating in this. And I love how it all came about in thinking that there's like 900 churches in the Nashville area. Talk about how you've been able to reach out to these congregations and bring them on board, and how many do you have so far?
Yes, so that is really exciting. So I've been with United for Hope for 6 years, and we started off with, we've been around for 11 years, and we started off with, when I came on, with 9 churches. We now have over 90 congregations across the city that are involved. And we're I'm pleased to say that we're very multicultural, we're very multi-ethnic, very diverse in every way imaginable, and I think that's really important, because I'm always looking at who's not at the table and who needs to be at the table. And we want to represent well who our students are in Metro schools, and so that, that our congregations reflect the makeup of our students, so that they can see those role models. And so that's that means something to us, And so as these congregations get involved, we do have a very defined structure on how all of that works, and provide all the necessary training and coaching so that churches can have a great run at having a very, very successful experience. Because that's what's always in our minds. How can we minimize the impediments and the challenges that would keep a group from knowing what to do? And so we provide all the legwork for that to happen, and create the necessary roadmaps and coaching and training that needs to happen. And so being mindful that we always want to build up the capacity and the effectiveness of a church, And so United for Hope is sort of the scaffolding behind the scene that's cheering that church on, and thanking them, and also hearing what the school's needs are.
Well, we want to learn more about how other churches can get involved, because I understand you'd love to recruit some more, but we got to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this.